August 10th, 1995. UCAR International Incorporated is listed on the New York Stock Exchange. Over a century in the making. Globally diverse and growing, an industry leader. UCAR International becomes a public company. And as it has been since 1886, the future has never been brighter. And now that bright future is clearly a reflection of UCAR's luminous past. Well over a century ago, carbon, an element basic to every living thing on Earth, was rapidly becoming a driving force for energizing and illuminating the world. Experimental use of fabricated carbon produced primitive brushes and electrodes used in early batteries and dynamos. By the late 1880s, Charles F. Brush and W.H. Lawrence were making the first lighting carbon electrodes. Their discovery led to the manufacture of commercial arc carbon street lamps and the lighting of Cleveland's public square. Around the same period, inventors developed the first electric arc furnace to melt steel using carbon electrodes to conduct electricity. By the turn of the century, the electric arc furnace was on its way to becoming a preferred process for steel making, and carbon, the spark igniting this new technology and manufacturing process. Recognizing an enormous opportunity, W.H. Lawrence created the National Carbon Company in 1886 and began developing and manufacturing carbon electrodes for steel making, as well as for dry cell batteries used primarily for hand-crank telephones. National Carbon also manufactured carbon brushes for dynamos and motors. It wasn't long before the company led its marketplace. Tremendous growth in the demand for these products led to the construction of the Cleveland Works, or as it is still known today, Factory A. Its history is, in many respects, the history of the carbon industry itself. Carbon proved to be extremely profitable and versatile. Edison's Nickelodeon invention, a primitive movie projector, was the launch pad for what was soon to become the skyrocketing movie industry. As the public caught movie madness, Lawrence realized yet another great opportunity. National Carbon invested in projector carbon research and delivered the first order of lighting carbons directly to Edison himself. The market blossomed. The investment paid off handsomely. Lawrence knew that growth through acquisition was key to success. So he began an aggressive buying program, purchasing small companies with tremendous potential. He also expanded existing factories to meet the increasing demand for carbon products. His efforts strengthened National Carbon into an industry leader. At the same time, another brilliant inventor-industrialist, Dr. Edward G. Acheson, created the first synthetic graphite. Graphite dramatically improved the electrical, thermal, and physical strength properties of electrodes. This incredible discovery would soon revolutionize the carbon electrode industry and change the face of steel making. To meet the needs of expanding markets and product applications, National Carbon built two more manufacturing facilities, one in Clarksburg, West Virginia, and one in Niagara Falls, New York. And with the strategic acquisition of the Acheson Graphite Company, National Carbon firmly established itself as the world leader in graphite product development and manufacturing, a leadership role it would never lose. Partnering closely with developing industries, National Carbon perfected larger, stronger, higher quality and more efficient graphite electrodes for the expanding and modernizing steel industry. And by the end of the 1930s, National Carbon entered the tremendously profitable battery boom. World War II created great demands for carbon and graphite products, serving our country in everything from searchlights to aircraft. From the early part of the century, National Carbon, as a subsidiary of Union Carbide Corporation, continued its technology leadership by improving upon its processes and expanding its product lines. In the mid-50s, the company's invention of longitudinal graphitization revolutionized the graphite electrode manufacturing process. This major discovery, an industry milestone, dramatically improved product quality, raised environmental standards, and significantly lowered manufacturing costs. Within that same decade, Hollywood's highly coveted Oscar was awarded to the company for its discovery of yellow flame arc carbons. This new product produced the pure white light required to film Hollywood's grand epics in vibrant Technicolor. In 1956, the Parma Technical Center was built and soon became the finest research and development laboratory for carbon and graphite technology in the world. In the 60s, another important innovation and new product was introduced: Graphoil, flexible graphite. Its diverse applications would soon be serving a variety of industries. In 1989, a significant milestone was achieved. UCAR Carbon Company was established as a subsidiary of Union Carbide Corporation. Within a few years, it was sold and changed its name to UCAR International. Throughout the 20th century, UCAR continued its history and tradition of leadership and growth. It now has operations in 14 countries on 4 continents. UCAR rightly mirrors its illustrious past by growth through acquisition. And now, with each new acquisition, UCAR builds on its leadership role in the carbon and graphite industry. From specialty operations to state-of-the-art fully integrated facilities, UCAR sells to customers in over 80 countries. With facilities like its planned superfine grain-focused factory in Clarksburg, West Virginia, a rapidly diversifying Graphoil product line in Cleveland, Ohio, its new graphite cathode business in Notre Dame, France, and its state-of-the-art composite mold fabrication facility in Irvine, California. UCAR continues to partner with industries for product development and market expansion. Today, as a public company, UCAR International forges a new beginning for a new millennium, strategically invested in diversified carbon and graphite businesses worldwide. Over a century ago, it was difficult to imagine the variety of uses for carbon and graphite found in today's industries. Now it's easy to imagine how much more graphite can and will aid future processes and technologies. We are sure that Mr. Lawrence was no doubt enthusiastic about the opportunities for his new company at the end of the 19th century. But he could never have imagined the opportunities now awaiting UCAR International at the threshold of the 21st century. UCAR International, over a century of innovation and growth. Now, more than ever, the future has never been brighter.